Hold up. Yeah. Hello guys, we are back again for our Premier League Game Week 6 score predictions. Last week, let's say I did rather bad. I don't think I got any of them right. I can't even remember if I got any of them right. I don't think I did. I haven't done too well starting off this series and that throughout the whole Premier League season. But let's hope this week it gets better. We got fixtures, big fixtures such as Liverpool, Chelsea. Yeah, you know what? I think I'm looking at it here actually. There's quite a few other fixtures as well. We've even got Leicester, Tottenham, and Crystal Palace v Wolverhampton Wanderers, and a few games. South Coast Derby as well today, Friday night. Southampton v Bournemouth. So a lot of games to go through. We're gonna get straight on with it. But first, you know what? I'm not even gonna. Yeah, let's have a look actually at how we did last week on our predictions and see if we got any of them right or wrong. To be honest. Okay, so we're going to be reacting to my predictions quickly now. So I'm going to start off with let's just say, going to start off with the reality of what happened in the game. Then we're going to go on to my predictions. So Liverpool, Newcastle, I said Liverpool would, in fact the other way around, I've just got out of bed, so it's just the way it is, you know what I mean. Liverpool, I predicted Liverpool to beat Newcastle United by 3-0. I got that close, but Newcastle got a goal, so it was 3-1. It was a 3-1 that scored at the end. Burnley Brighton, I predicted that to be 0-0. That, of course, was a 1-1. Predicted Man United to lose 2-1 over Leicester. They, of course, won that 1-0. I wasn't far with Southampton and Sheffield United. I said 1-1 in that game, but of course Southampton went there and nicked the 1-0 win. I got this one completely wrong. Tottenham v Crystal Palace. I said 1-1 for some reason. What was I thinking? I look back at it now, I look like a right idiot saying that prediction, you know what I mean? So it was a 4-0 defeat and it was embarrassing. It was a disgrace. So yeah, 4-0 Tottenham. Chelsea, I did say they would win and they won, but they won by more goals than I expected. 5-2 at Wolves. Jeez. A lot in it. Norwich, this one I absolutely bottled it completely. I said they were going to get back 4-0 because of all the injuries Norwich had and the fact that Man City were the favourites to win the league and the quality they have. They lost 3-2 Man City. So yeah, another one I didn't go too well. Same with Everton and Bournemouth. I said Bournemouth would lose 2-0. They won 3-1 against an Everton side. Yeah, that's a great start. Watford Arsenal. I was not far off this one actually. I said 2-1 to Arsenal, and if Watford would have scored that bloody penalty at the end, then I probably would have got that prediction right. Do you know what I mean? It was a 2-1. It was a 2-2 draw at the end. What Arsenal bottom in a 2-0 lead, just like Tottenham have done in consecutive games or whatever. Aston Villa, I predicted 1-1. That of course was a 0-0. So I got the result right, but yeah, no goals unfortunately. So that would have been a bit of a bit better, but it hasn't really gone to plan. So those are my predictions from last week, and as you can see, I got none of them right at all. So yeah, we move on and let's see if I can get any of this this week correct. Starting off with Friday Night Football, South Coast Derby, Southampton taking on AFC Bournemouth at home, and that. Obviously, these two sides, they've been doing all right. Southampton have got in for Musa Denotre, if that's how you even say it. As I'm saying, I'm shit at pronouncing players' names. So yeah, let's be real. They've, obviously Southampton last time out, I believe they beat Sheffield United 1-0 away, and Bournemouth, of course, beating Everton 3-1 at home. A brilliant win as well. A very good, impressive win. Informed Callum Wilson, who got a double, and they got players, they've got potential players like Ryan Fraser as well. They're doing all right. They're on our roll at the moment, both South Coast sides. So I'm going to be real. I think it's going to be a 1-1 draw in this game. I think both sides are going to be up for it. Southampton could possibly have Nathan Redmond returning after 3 weeks of injury as well. They've been doing all right. They look solid at the back. A nice solid one that wins. Southampton. Bournemouth do as well. They're very good going forward and they're a real good threat, and they're no mugs this season for the Premier League, so yeah, it's going to be a 1-1 draw personally for me. Next we move on to Saturday. Leicester City take on Tottenham Hotspur at home. Obviously it's a massive game for Leicester and Tottenham as well. Tottenham obviously bottoming a 2-0 lead in the Champions League against Olympiacos away. Had a chance to win and they bottled it as usual because that's what they're good at in a way, you know what I mean? But no, Leicester City, they're no mugs. I think, they were unlucky to lose to Man United. They should have probably got a point with the chances they've had, especially testing David De Gea, but Man United got the win anyway. But Leicester, they're at home, and I don't know how this is going to go because Tottenham have played in the week and Leicester have had a bit of a break. It's not going to be an easy game for Tottenham, and they know that as well. So I'm not going to lie, I'm going to go with a 2-2 draw in this game, based on the way Tottenham have played in midweek and the fact they probably play really well. They might be a bit tired as well, especially playing really top experienced players such as Moura, Kane, Ali, Son, and that etc. You know what I mean? I think Son came on as a sub, to be honest, but when you got Leicester have got informed players who have been on form such as Hardy Barnes, Maddison, and Vardy, have had good starts to the season, and I think if them capitalise against Tottenham and take advantage of Spurs as well. They'll come away with the victory or at least a point. So I'm going to go for 2-2 draw. Okay, so moving on to the 3 o'clock kickoffs. Burnley v Norwich City. Now this game, it sounds quite boring, but judging on the way Norwich played against Manchester City last week, beating them 3-2 at Carrow Road, and Burnley's recent results have not really been on top point, you know what I mean? They got a point at Brighton scoring late on, but they probably should have lost that in reality. You know, they scored right in added time and that. I think Norwich are going to win this game by 2-1. Judging on the way they beat Manchester City, they'll be motivated. They'll be absolutely cock-a-hoop after that game, as we always say these days. You know what I mean? They got players like Pukki on form, Tim Krul as well, who had a really good game. It looked really solid in a couple. He had to concede 2 goals, but he was very good on crosses. And I think Burnley, with their aerial threat, lobbing the ball at the pitch, he'll find that easy, just grabbing the ball when it just comes through him instead of just sort of this passing football. Because teams like Burnley, especially Burnley, they're not really known for like passing the ball around like Manchester City, Barcelona, or any other teams, etc. Even Wolves do it as well. So I can see nothing but a Norwich win, judging on the way they beat Man City and their mentality and their motivation going into this game. For Sheffield United, I'm going to be real. I think Everton are going to win. I think Everton will bounce back just about. It's going to be a 2-1 win for Everton. Sheffield United, I'm not going to lie, they lost 1-0 at home. They had a goal disallowed, but they just didn't really look like scoring at times. And we've seen these teams start off well this season, then all the games cut, the fixtures start building up and kicking in. A few players get injured, and it's just tough. It's just really sort of aggravating, to be honest. And these things happen. I mean, Cardiff did it last season. Huddersfield have done it once or twice when they were in the Prem. Start off well and then gone downhill. The results pile up and that. And I can't see anything but Everton winning because, I think Sheffield United are kind of the sort of lacking a bit of a goal scorer, like a consistent and prolific goal scorer as well, judging on what I saw in the last game and that, So, I mean, they've got a 2-2 draw at Chelsea. Their away record is not that bad. I don't think they've lost away yet. Yeah, they haven't lost a single away game. They've lost 2 home games. That's all I can think of. So who knows what will happen? But I think Everton will just about win it 2-1. Had a poor defeat against Everton. I think players like Richarlison and Bernard, even Calvert-Lewin will step up. We got a goal last week actually in the 3-1 defeat. But yeah, I'm going to go with 2-1 win to Everton. The City v Watford. Now, oh my days. It looks like, on paper you have to say City will win by a mile. But Watford, judging on the way they played against an Arsenal side, was brilliant. 2-0 down, then came back and made it 2-2. And from what I saw in the second half, they should have won that by at least 3 or 4 goals too, with the chances they had and never took them. Both sides cruising and just getting a bit lackadaisy in that game. But I think City will win, but it's not going to be easy. I'm going to go with. I think I'm going to go 2-0 City. I think they'll maintain themselves. Already a big win against Shakhtar Donetsk in the Champions League. Away 3-0, kept a clean sheet. Despite Laporte being out for long term and Stones being out for 5 to 6 weeks, it weren't easy, but they just about did it. They should do against Watford, but Watford have got good threats such as Delafeu, Andre Gray, Will Hughes, good players, and they don't really. I think they're too good to go down, in my opinion. I'm not gonna lie, judging on what I've seen them against Arsenal last week and their previous income into the Premier League and that. So yeah, I'm going to go 2-0 Man City, but it's not going to be easy personally. I think Watford will give them the game, but the quality of Man City will just outdo them, to be honest. Okay, the late kickoff, 5:30. By the way, the Southampton and Bournemouth game is live on Sky Sports, and the Leicester v Tottenham game on a Saturday morning is live on BT. This game actually, Newcastle Brighton, the evening kickoff is live on Sky. I always do this stuff in it, but I can't see anything. I'm thinking of the way both sides have been playing. Brighton, is at St James's Park. Brighton dropping points at home to Burnley. They should have won that game, and they conceded at the end a real poor goal to sort of concede, to be honest. Newcastle United they haven't had a good start to the season. They beat Tottenham and then they went and bottled it home against bottom of the side Watford, who got their first point of the season. Then they're on 2 points Watford actually as well. And then they go and lose to Liverpool, and they were quite unlucky. They played well, scored a brilliant goal, but unfortunately Liverpool just capitalised and just went at them and absolutely gave them a game and tore Newcastle apart at the back. I'm gonna go 2-1 Newcastle. I think they'll get the job done. I think they know it's a crucial game for them. It's a big game down at the bottom between them and Brighton. This early on in the season, I know, but it's just nice to sort of get above your rivals and sort of take about 6 points off them. It's basically a 6-pointer, to be honest, between the two. I think Newcastle not only need the win and Brighton do as well, but I think Newcastle with the home advantage and the fans and the passion and the pressure that they're under as well, I think they'll get the job done. So I'm going to go 2-1 to Newcastle United against Brighton. Sunday now. this is where all the big games start happening. Crystal Palace v Wolverhampton Wanderers. Crystal Palace, we're 12th in the league. Wolves, I believe, are second from bottom. Wolves obviously losing to Braga last night in the Europa League. They've not won a single game in all competitions. In fact, they did actually before the season in the Europa League, but they've had a really poor start to the season, which is what I'm trying to say. We've had an alright start, you know, drew at home to Everton, lost to Sheffield United, won 2 games against Villa, Man United away and Villa at home, and then bottled it by losing 4-0 to Tottenham, and we went from 4th place down to fucking 12th in the league. So what does that tell you, people? Do you know what I mean? I'm going to be realistic here. I'm going to go with a 2-2 draw, to be honest, in this game. I think it's going to be a 2-2 draw. I think Wolves are going to step up. I think Wolves will realise that they have to win and get the job done and have a good start to the season. You know, just sort of prove to the fans that they do care about the Premiership form rather than the Europa League. But as I'm saying, we've had about an extra 3 days sort of like rest and a bit of training time and that. They've, you know, played on Thursday nights and they're playing on Sunday, and it seems like a long time apart, but it goes pretty quick and it's quite intense as well for players. You know what I mean? And they played their first team as well, players such as Neves and that, and Bowley and Patricio, etc. You know what I mean? So, you know, we got a few players who have had a good start, such as, you know, Ayew. I wouldn't say Sahar, Benteke and Townsend have done well at all this season. Townsend especially has had a really bad start, got dropped, hasn't really featured as much. Had a poor game against Tottenham as well. So we really need to step up and get ahead of ourselves, especially with you know, we've got Norwich at home next week. That's the game that we've got to win, and, you know, sort of just get the season, you know, get some of our players up on form again and up doing themselves a huge favour. So I'm going to go for 2-2 draw in this game against Crystal Palace v Wolverhampton Wanderers. And v Manchester United. Yeah, I'm thinking about it. I think that's not going to be. I think Man United are going to win by 2-1. West Ham are a good side, but, you know, Man United, I think, you know, they rested a lot of players for the Europa League. I think they want to win against Astana at home. It wasn't really a good game. They had a lot of their youngsters playing as well, such as Gomez, Green and that, Nathan Green or whatever. You know, they've been doing all right, I would say, but I think United will get the job done. They have rested a lot of players like Martial, Basaka, James and Pogba, Maguire and Shaw and that. You know, Shaw, he's coming back from injury as well, obviously, I think. Or did he play last week? I can't even recall that, to be honest. West Ham are a good side, but I think they're going to be up against a Man United side with the highest quality, to be honest, and I'll be up for Man United, and then they need to win the game and get off to, you know, sort of get their high levels up in the season again. So I'm going to go 2-1 to Manchester United. The Aston Villa at home at the Emirates. Arsenal will win that by 3-0. A brilliant win against Frankfurt. They did play a lot of some of their first team players and some of their youngsters as well, such as Saka. Oh God, what's the other guy's name? Willock as well, Joe Willock. Yeah, it rings a bell in it. You know, and a few others as well, etc. And Smith as well. So I think they're going to be up for this game. I think, you know, they need to sort of do better than what they did against Watford last week. That was really, really poor, to be honest. I don't think they should play Mustafi or Xhaka in this game. Them two in the Premier League have been really poor, and they're sort of costing their team. They're making too many mistakes. Socrates as well, I should say. To be honest, he's not really. He had a poor game. He was at fault for one of Watford's goals last week as well, from what I saw. So I don't think they should feature any of the players. I've got some young talented players. Callum Chambers, he's been playing well. David Luiz is all right. Rob Holding coming back. Kieran Tierney, yeah, and Hector Bellerin. So, you know, they've got really, really good potential players. And I'm not gonna lie, I think if them players come back and you put some of them in the defence, I think they'll be unstoppable. Arsenal, not unstoppable, but they'll have a better defence and they'll be a bit more tougher against opponents, especially their top 6, you know, teams around them, such as Chelsea, Tottenham, Man City, you know, and that, you know, Man United, and that, etc. Liverpool. Yeah, so I'm gonna go with 3-1 to Arsenal against Aston Villa. Finally, the big game, Chelsea v Liverpool. Another 4:30 kick-off, another late game. The main one live on Sky Sports perfectly as well. I think Crystal Palace and Wolves is live on Sky. I can't even recall that, to be honest. Chelsea, you know what? Both sides lost in the Champions League, lost Champions League games midweek. Chelsea losing 1-0 to Valencia, Liverpool losing 2-0 away to Napoli. Poor performances, no goals scored. And I'm not going to lie, Chelsea side with Mason Mount, I don't know if he's going to be fit. I don't think he will be. It was a really bad tackle that he got, and he got himself injured, or I think one of his legs, looked like a ligament damage. I don't know. Tammy Abraham's been on form in the Premier League, scoring a few goals, got a hat-trick in the last game against Wolves. I'm thinking about it now, and he's got around God, I think he's got about 8 goals or something, 8 or 9 goals in his last 3 games, something ridiculous like that. It's brilliant, you know, it shows he's got talent, he's got the potential, he's stepping up again, which is what Chelsea fans wanted him to do, and that's what he's exactly done, brought them goals and is scoring them consistently and on a consistent basis, not just 1 but 2 or 3, simple as that, hat-trick now and then, you know what I mean? But I still think Liverpool will get the job done. I'm going to go with, I'm actually going to go with a 3-2 win to Liverpool. I think there's going to be a lot of goals in this game. I think both sides defensively are going to be quite open. Liverpool didn't play well in the Champions League against Napoli. The defence was quite open, made a few mistakes, just looked quite tired a bit. I think that both sides will be quite tired, and I think defences won't be really on point. You know, I think next week they'll probably sort of make the defence a bit stronger generally, but there's going to be a lot of goals. I think Salah, Firmino and Mane will be on the score sheets for some of them. Van Dijk, who knows who's going to score, but it's going to be a very high scoreable game. Quite an open game as well. I can just see it like that. Very exciting, talented sides, and you know, 2 teams who love to attack and could score goals, judging on what I've seen this season, especially in that. So yeah, I'm going to go for 3-2 win for top of the league side Liverpool. We're currently on 15 points. There you go. Those are my Premier League score predictions for game week 6. Let's hope I did better than the last couple of weeks, game week 4 and game week 5. See you lot in my next video, which will be my Crystal Palace v Wolverhampton Wanderers vlog, which should be out this Sunday. That's my aim and that's my target. I'm trying to get out this Sunday. And you know, obviously next time out I'm going to be doing my game week 7 predictions, which will feature Palace v Norwich, and that's going to a vlog coming out next Saturday as well. And then FIFA 20 comes underway on the 27th of September, not the 24th for some reason, I don't know why. So stay tuned for a bit of fun on that, you know, maybe pro clubs on the way. Bit of a hint, you know what I mean? So yeah, hopefully you enjoy, like, share and subscribe. Instagram, Twitter and Snapchat links to my email, my business inquiries, or in the link in the description below. See you guys in my next video, and peace.